Hello and welcome to Starting from Scratch episode 9. Today I'm going to start with just a little bit of string hand technique and then a little bit of bow technique, and then I'm going to, for the first time since the very first videos, try to put bow and string hand together. So far I've been keeping them separate because I have to be able to concentrate 100% on the bow when I'm working at bow technique, and I have to concentrate 100% on my string hand when I'm working at string hand technique, and that would mess up my bow technique if I try to do it with the bow, and most likely I will lose a lot of the level which I have accomplished already once I start putting both hands together, because that becomes so difficult because they do such different things. So I'm going to just start with a little bit of string hand technique. The goal here is to widen my hand at the bass joints because my fingers want to stay close together and I need them to be independent and get them apart from each other. Okay, that's got slightly better, but I don't know if you noticed, when I went back down, my second finger C was a bit too sharp again because it had slipped up towards the third finger. So interesting to know, a lot of intonation problems that one has as a beginner are not so much because one doesn't hear it and can't correct it, but the fingers, they move, they slip away, they slip to the other fingers. So I'm going to work at that a little bit more specialized. That's getting a little bit better. So that's one of the things which I'm working at a lot, because if my finger loses its position, it's no wonder if I play out of tune. Now I'm going to do a little bit of bow technique, a little bit of active finger bowing to start off, because that really is the most important thing which I have to learn. Organize the bow hold, that still takes time. Yes, I still lose my bow hold as I do the finger bowing. Now I'm going to do a bit of passive finger bowing, where I just want the fingers to react. Losing the bow hold again. That's why this is such a patience tester. Yeah, 4th finger slipped off again. Happens all the time. Okay, I notice very, very small improvements there. I also think the sound is getting a little bit better, so I have to be grateful for the smallest improvements. Okay, here we go. Putting left and right hand together. After weeks of separating them, weeks of separated practice. So I'm just going to see how this goes. My most important thing that I want to concentrate on now is quality of sound, because there's absolutely no point in putting the two hands together if what comes out doesn't sound. So I'm going to start with the open A string and with the correct bow hold. Okay, I just did this, so this has got to work. Now first finger. First intonation. Okay, I've got the intonation, but I lost my bow hold. Now let me see if I can get this first finger B to sound. Okay, I'm not trying to do any kind of vibrato here, but you probably heard that my first finger B was very wobbly. That's because I don't know yet exactly how much to press down the string. That's not automated yet. So my first finger is experimenting, and that's why it's such a wobbly pitch. Very annoying. Let's try this again. Second finger. Yes, now everything that I could do before is basically going because I'm putting the hands together. My bow hand is really not like it is when I work on open strings. You can see with the open string, as soon as I put down a finger, nowhere near as good, feels much more insecure, and as far as my string hand fingers is concerned, very, very difficult. So I'm losing the level that I had, but I knew that would happen because I'm putting the hands together. Let's see if I can go 1, 2, 3 now. Stop the bow. Now sound. Second finger. Yeah, the bow is wobbly. Oh my God. Okay, what I'm doing, once I have the pitch, then I concentrate completely on the bow again. That's why the finger wobbles a lot, because I have to every now and then concentrate on the finger again. But I'm trying to produce a sound which sounds as good as possible, and that's very difficult. I need many bows to do that. So basically I'm staying on the note until it sounds good. Now let's see if I can get as far as my fourth finger. that's hard. It really makes a huge difference doing both hands at the same time. Much more difficult. I notice that the bow is sliding around a lot more than it's done in the last weeks when I only practiced open strings. And as soon as I put down a new finger, it doesn't sound at all. I need multiple bow strokes to get some kind of a sound which doesn't sound horrible. But to all beginners, I can recommend this kind of practicing, separating the hands so that the hands make progress. And then when you put them together, lower your expectations, because it's a whole different thing working with both hands at the same time, and then stay on each note until it sounds good, because sound is what we're practicing. I'm hoping that with some time I won't need so many bow strokes before a note sounds good, but I'm practicing finding the sound here. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see how I develop having turned myself around, and happy practicing to everybody.